The analogy that I like to use is the leaky bucket analogy, right? So imagine you want to hold water in a bucket, the water being your customers and your sales. All of that is what people always focus on, but they don't realize that their bucket is leaking.
I'm pretty sure there are a lot of mistakes that entrepreneurs make today as they try to scale their business. Right?
Yeah.
Could you share with us what are some of those mistakes and then how do we avoid them?
The fourth pillar in the 5E scale engine is engage, which is got to do with the customer. When we look at the customer journey, the very, very typical mistake that entrepreneurs make is focusing on only the front part of it, the sales and the marketing part of the customer journey. And the analogy that I like to use is the leaky bucket analogy, right? So imagine you want to hold water in a bucket, the water being your customers and your sales. All of that is what people always focus on, but they don't realize that their bucket is leaking. And so the water just keeps flowing out. A much better way of approaching this is if your bucket wasn't leaking, right? And therefore you don't really need that much water to come in. You don't need that torrential pour.
That means that huge amount of revenue.
And everything you get stays in the bucket. That is literally what we are doing when we have a very holistic approach in our business. Instead of focusing at the front, which is sales and marketing, the inflow of water, we look at how we can have a very solid customer fulfillment process. We want to make sure that customers come in, they refer their friends, and not only that, they also renew. They keep coming back, buying more from us, products and services.
This is so interesting. So mistake number one is a lot of businesses are focusing on acquiring customers.
Yeah.
But what we should be doing is about focusing on how to ensure the customer have a good experience with us, stays with us, and refer their other friends to us.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
more important, which is a process goal, right?
Yeah.
Rather than an outcome goal.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Give me one more. Hey, come on, let's make the best out of this guy, right? Give us one more mistake that entrepreneurs might be making right now as they scale their business.
So one of the questions that people ask is, okay, so I might be running a 6-7-figure business right now. How do I get to 8 or 9 figures? People don't understand that, or people don't realize that it actually requires not just the business to grow, but also the entrepreneur himself or herself to grow.
There you go. Self-evolution.
Evolution, like you mentioned just now. And one of the keys or one of the concepts that needs to happen is this concept of what I call leverage. The entrepreneur is typically asking himself, how can I do this? How can I solve that? Or how can I do this or whatever, right? That needs to change into incorporating leverage with teams and with systems by changing the question to how can we solve this, or how can we do that, or
or how can I look for somebody else out there that can help me solve this problem?
Yeah, we look at how to leverage upon the team that we have, or the processes that we have to get the result that we want. It's no longer just based on the individual. Because it's so much more powerful when you can actually utilize the team or your systems to get to that result that you want.
Got it. So the next mistake that we make is that we are very I focused, which is we take responsibility, right? So we're like, how can I do this? How can I do better? But if we want to take the business to 7 and 8, we need to be asking, how can we as a team do it?
Yes.
Or how can the processes help us do it?
Yeah,
leverage. Or what kind of
external
resources?
Yes.
Leverage. So one is leveraging self. The other is leveraging others.
Yes.
That is another distinction.
Yeah.